All right, buckle up because this one's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, the Ghostcat F3X was one of the most popular bikes of 2024. And the new F4X just got way better. Check this out. This electric bike has a 3,300 watt peak Hentach motor that generates an insane 160 Newton meters of torque. And it says here that this bike can go upwards of 40 miles an hour. It comes kitted out with some of the best suspension available for e-bikes and a 60 volt 25 amp hour battery. And if that wasn't enough, the engineers at Ghostcat sent me the newly updated and beefed up controller that sends this e-bike into beast mode. Today I'll be taking this bike through all of these real world tests to help you decide if it's the right e-bike for you. But before all that, let's take a close look at everything you get on the brand new Ghostcat F4X. Starting of course with the beauty shots. Cue the B-roll. Okay, let's start by checking out the fit on this F4X. For reference, I'm 5'9", and they say that this bike can hold a weight of 330 pounds. The bike itself, though, is only 86 pounds. Super light and manageable. So if you gotta take it upstairs, things like that, store it into a locker, super easy to manage. And that's with the battery on. So take the battery off, the bike's 20 pounds lighter, even easier. Now, look at this. Wow. I've never felt this on any e-bike before. Look at the travel on this rear suspension. That's insane. And you get the same up front. Holy. This is gonna be a ton of fun bombing around town and going off-road with this thing. Now the reach is pretty neutral. I don't feel like I'm too far forward or too far back. Those of you keeners have seen that I've outfitted this bike with my own bars, but I'll show you that just a little later and I'll show you why. But man, this feels super comfortable. Now, as a moped-style e-bike, you can't really adjust the height of the seat, but you see there's a little angle here. So if you're taller, you sit further back. If you're shorter, you can sit all the way up front. Very easy bike to get along with. No matter what size you are, you're gonna find a happy spot on this bike. Very nice. Let's check out the rest of the bike. Starting out back, the F4X rolls on a set of Maxxis Max Venture tires. These are 20-inch diameter and 4 inches wide and are rated up to 50 miles an hour. Finally, some tires that are meant to go fast. Now, the tread on these looks absolutely perfect for a bike like this. Nice smooth tread, so they'll be nice and quiet on the road, but they're super deep and super thick, so they're gonna dig into the dirt and sand when we take it onto the beach. What a sick set of tires. I'm so excited to see some Maxxis tires on a high-end bike like this. Very nice. Not only are the tires beefy, but so are the wheels. These spokes are absolutely massive, and these wheels have double wall aluminum, so they're super strong. You match these hubs with the through axle and this bike is perfect for going off-road. For brakes, you get a big set of 4 piston calipers biting onto 203 mil rotors. These are also super thick, so they'll dissipate heat very well and they're gonna stay nice and straight for the entire life of the bike. And it's also the exact same you get in the back. 4 piston calipers, 203 mil rotors. Now this bike's a single speed, so all you get back here is a chain tensioner. This keeps the chain nice and tight as the suspension's going up and down. All you get is a big thick chain, no big derailleur, a bunch of gears to faff around with, keeps the bike nice and light and purpose-built to go off-road. Not really sure why they put a derailleur guard here, but at least it saves your chain tensioner from getting bent. And to finish off the drivetrain, again, this bike is not really meant to be pedaled, so you get a really small chain ring. It's protected on either side with plastic guards. You get some super short pro wheel cranks, like look at this, next to my hand, they're tiny, and some metal Welgo pedals. Nothing really fancy here. This is just a place to rest your feet and to show people you're on a bicycle, not a motorcycle. You guys may have also seen that this bike comes with pegs. I've got mine zap strapped back to the frame here because I don't want them rattling around. I'm not going to be carrying another passenger on our ride today, so I just tied them up just to make sure that the bike stays nice and quiet. If you're really not going to use these though, you can just take them off the bike altogether. But if you are planning on carrying a second passenger, look at how long the seat is. You can easily fit 2 bums on here. One in the front, one in the back, and at least your passenger has a place to put their feet. Seat looks pretty well made. Looks like a really soft leather or vinyl. Looks like like it's got a ton of padding and, like I said, enough space to put 2 passengers. Really nice. So the F4X is a full suspension frame. The entire white swing arm here is the rear suspension. It's got a big pivot here and a link to the rear shock. That's it. Super simple. Just one moving part. But what's not super simple is this rear coil shock. Take a look at how much travel you get in this thing. Not only that, but you can set the preload here by twisting the spring, and you also get compression and rebound settings for the rear shock. This is as good as it gets for an e-bike. And they didn't just stop there. Look at this front fork by KKE. It's an inverted fork, so you get the stanchions at the bottom. This keeps the fork super lively on small bumps. It's got a ton of travel. You get a compression setting up top, and you get rebound adjustment at the bottom of the fork here to keep this fork nice and composed. Last thing you want is for this thing to feel like a pogo stick. This slows the fork down and gives you motorcycle grade suspension. To keep the mud and water out of your face, the bike comes with a front fender, and to keep all the gunk off the shock, you get a rear fender as well. Here's a close-up of the Star Union headlight. Looks like a nice industrial look with a really punchy beam. We'll get this thing fired up as soon as we turn the bike on. But first, let's take a look at the controls. Now here's a close-up of the handlebars I chose to put on this bike. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the stock handlebars the bike comes with. This bike is just so cool looking that I wanted to personalize the bike a little bit, so I put my own bars on it. They're super wide to have a strong hold of the bike when the trails get rough, and they've got a nice big rise, just like a dirt bike. Can't wait to try these. As a shorter rider, I also matched the bars up with a nice short stem. To get the bars as close to me, since I'm a shorter rider, I put a nice short stem on the bike. This only has a 35mm reach, so it puts the bars nice and as close to me as possible. Take a look at the controls. Here's what it looks like on the right. You get a full twist throttle with a really nice soft rubber grip from Ghostcat. And then there's a button here that I'm not sure what it does. We're gonna find out on our ride though. And on the left side, it's exactly the same. Super simple setup. You get a nice soft rubber grip from Ghostcat and an easy remote. Plus and minus buttons up here to go up and down your pedal assist modes, a button for your headlight, a power button, and an information button to cycle through all the information on the screen. Speaking of which, let's turn on the screen and see what that looks like. So I've got the protective film on the screen here. I'm gonna keep it on for as long as possible because there's no bubbles or anything like that in here. So I'm gonna hold the power button. There we go, a little boot sequence. Nice. Up top, you get a battery meter with voltage. This is nicely detailed. You can see exactly what's left in your battery. Down here, the little dial shows you the wattage that's going through the motor. This is gonna be really cool on a ride because this motor can handle over 3,000 watts. Here in the middle is your speedometer, of course, in miles or kilometers an hour. And then down at the bottom, cycling through the I button, you can go odometer, average speed, time, trip, all the basic stuff that you'd wanna see. And then down here is your pedal assist modes. Goes from 0 all the way to 5. Let's see how fast we can get the rear wheel spinning without any weight on it. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw up to 46 miles an hour. Hopefully we get somewhere close to that with me on it outside. Now here's the crown jewel on this bike. A 3,300 watt peak hub motor from Hentach. These have metal reinforced gears for the ultimate in longevity. And this huge motor can put out 160 Newton meters of torque. That's insane. Now powering all the electronics on the F4X is this big boy. It's 60 volts with 25 amp hours of capacity, made with some of the best cells from LG. You get the charging port here, as well as a little USB for charging your phone or any other accessories. Now, as you can see, I've got the Ghostcat straps on the battery. I'm pretty sure the bike will come with them. If not, they'll be an accessory. This is to make sure that the battery stays nice and snug on the bike when the trails get rough. If you're planning on riding only on the road, you're not really gonna need to put these on, but today I'm planning on something a little bit rougher than just roads. All right, I've seen enough. How about we take this thing outside and see what kind of trouble we can get into? Good morning, YouTube, or good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Today's the first ride on the Ghostcat F4X, and holy shit, am I excited to show you guys this bike. But let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to gush all over this bike. There's some great reviews out there. It seems really nice, well put together. But if I find something I don't like about the bike, I'm gonna let you know. Again, these reviews are for you. This is your only barrier to find out what you need to know before you make a purchase. And at the $3,000 mark, it's not a cheap bike. So you gotta make 100% sure that this is the right bike for you. Today I'm gonna show you everything you need to know. How fast it goes, how well it accelerates, if it can climb hills, if it can stop in time, if it can handle some loose sand. We're gonna take it on-road, off-road, absolutely everywhere. My plan today is to rip it up on this bike. So let's get started. Okay, first test of the video. Let's see if it can climb hills. I've got the bike set up in pedal assist 5. This is as much power as it gets right now. I'm gonna go throttle only. Up ahead's a big, long, sustained hill. It's about 15% grade at its steepest. This bike's just gonna chew this hill up. 29 miles an hour before the hill starts. Holy shit. This bike has a lot of torque. It hasn't slowed down at all. Still at 28 miles an hour. Man, this bike eats hills for breakfast. This is gonna be fun. Let's keep going. Let's take it to Test Drive Island. We'll unlock the bike, make sure we got all the power options turned on, beast mode enabled, and see what this thing's made of. See you over there. But just before we take it to Test Drive Island, you know what we do. Let's see how fast it accelerates. I always start right here on my lamp pole, just up ahead, little driveway pull out. All the fast bikes get up to 20 miles an hour and then some before reaching that driveway pull out. I don't think the FX4 is gonna be any different. You guys ready? Throttle only, 3, 2, 1, go. I gotta lean forward on this thing. The acceleration is so awesome. 21, 24. Man, 26 miles an hour before the driveway. This thing rips, man. Woo! So while we wait for the ferry, let's do a little off-roading, shall we? So yeah, like I was saying, I used a little piece of Velcro to keep the kickstand from flopping around back there. This thing is so fast and so capable. Doing that just keeps the bike nice and silent. There's nothing rattling around back there. This thing's insane. So I gotta say, I am really liking these tires so far. These Maxxis tires are probably some of the nicest, smoothest tires I've ever had on any bike. They just hook up so well, and they've got big, thick lugs. Woo! Oh man, this truly is like riding a cloud. Wow. No complaints from this guy. Woo! So smooth, it just eats up all the bumps. Now for this class of bikes, this is by far one of the most capable bikes off-road I've ever ridden. Not just this year, ever. The suspension on here is butter. And the tires, bomb-proof, super grippy. Man. This is as close to a little e-dirt bike as it's gonna get, but it has pedals and it's fully legal. Well, depending on how fast you ride it. Okay, before we totally open it up, let's get used to this thing. These tires are brand new to me. I've never had these before, but so far they feel meaty and chunky and nice soft rubber. Like it really grips the road really, really well. And they're big, thick lugs, but if you look, the profile's perfectly round. So they've been awesome on the road. So let's see how well the bike handles. So I'm just gonna take it to about 20 miles an hour. There we go. Maybe a little faster, why not? Say 28. And then we're just gonna lean it over. See how much grip we can get out of these tires. Let's go. Oh. Man, I can totally G out on this bike. Whoa. So much grip on the sides. I'm gonna say it right now, best tires I've ever had on any bike. Other than maybe the motorcycle tires that come on the Graffiti X, but those are just for the street. These tires seem super well rounded. Love them so far. Okay, let's do it. Top speed run. Let's see how close to 40 we can actually get with the F4X. Now to keep things legit, I'm gonna have my GPS here on the right. Let's go. Why don't we do this? Now, this has the upgraded Beast Mode controller, but I wanna see, even with all the settings turned all the way up, I wanna see what each pedal assist mode or each power mode actually gets you. So let's start with pedal assist 1. We're gonna go throttle only, not pedaling on this one. Let's go. So pedal assist 1 gives me 10 miles an hour, easy. Ooh. Pedal assist 2 stops at around 20 miles an hour. There you go. So if you want to ride, you know, the bike fully legal on any bike path out there, keep it at number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna guess 28. Yeah, the bike's display says 28, my GPS says 28, they're bang on, perfect. Number 4, here's the speed, 35, and let's go. Number 5, crank it, 37, this motor's just howling back there, 38, 39, I saw 39. Woo. All right, we didn't actually hit 40. A lot of reviewers are using streets that are, you know, a little bit on a downhill just to pad the bike. This is completely flat. And for reference, I'm 195 pounds, maybe close to 200 with all the gear, all the cameras all added onto the bike. If you weigh less, you'll probably get there. 40 miles an hour, no problems. For me, I got 39 here on the GPS. That's fast enough for me. For a geared hub motor like this, that's plenty of speed. Trust me. Let's keep going. Woo! Let's have a look, see, and you know, see how easily this thing is to control. Now, I'm gonna set the bike in pedal assist 5. There we go, PAS 5. And this is as much power and as torquey as the bike gets, right? Now, I'm gonna try to just feather the throttle and get just a little bit of speed. There we go. Keep the GPS here so you guys can see. There you go. It's a little touchy at the beginning, like the bike just wants to go, right? But if you just know where, right, I can just kind of like feather the throttle. It's very detailed, right? Like a little or a lot, it's pretty good. And it just feels so good in the hand, right? Let's turn around and see how quickly, oh man, it's just instant. Watch this. Maybe not completely instant, well, it's basically just where the power kicks in on the throttle. You kind of got to know it. Maybe a small millisecond delay, but man, it's such a torquey bike. Insane. Okay, here we go. E-bike with pedals. Not a huge drivetrain, no gears, just some tiny, tiny little cranks and a single speed in the back. But we still gotta test it, right? Let's go through the pedal assist modes real quick, just to see what it's like. Now, if you're a big rider, you're probably gonna have a little bit of a hard time pedaling this thing, because look, I'm 5'9", and my knees are already up to my handlebars, right? So if you're any taller than I am, forget about pedaling this thing. But let's do what we always do. Let's start in pedal assist 0. Oh my God. This is so stupid. Okay, we can pedal the bike. Okay, let's go pedal assist 1. There we go. Now this is obviously a cadence sensor, right? It's just giving us the amount of power that we set with the pedal assist mode. Let's go to number 2. Ooh. There we go, ghost pedaling already. No surprise with these tiny little cranks. And man, like my knees are in my chest right now. Let's go pedal assist 3. Is this bike actually gonna get to 40 by pedaling? I don't know, let's see. Number 3 gives us about 28 miles an hour, same as the Throttle. Number 4, 35, and number 5, let's go. 37. 38. It's not any faster by pedaling, so don't even bother. Just ride this thing the way it's meant to, with the throttle. Okay, so as we head over to get set up for the brake test, I just want to do a quick little handling test, and that's to do with the speed wobble. A lot of bikes, especially the heavier bikes, they struggle with being nice and sturdy, and they get that wobble up front. Let's get up to about 28 miles an hour and let go of the bar, see what happens. Okay, here we go, and letting go. Perfectly stable. Look at that, even taking speed bumps with no hands. This bike is just awesome. Probably one of the nicest and funnest handling bikes I've ridden in a long, well, probably ever. And why don't we knock out first impressions too? Building the bike was really easy, and you know, I've built hundreds of these things by now, and you know, there's no surprises, no nothing. One thing you'll have to live with, I guess, with the F4X is there is one negative I've found so far, and that's this bike has a lot of moving pieces, right? And as a bike that's so capable off-road and on rough terrain, you kind of don't want those pieces to be rattling all over the bike. And that's starting with the battery. The last thing you want is the battery to be flopping around. You know, the way they secured the battery to the frame with just a simple plate, it's okay if you're just riding it on the road, but if you're riding it on rougher trails, you need something more beefy, right? Guys, anybody that's listening at Ghostcat, you guys gotta fix that in the next iteration. The Velcro straps work really well. I definitely recommend getting those if they don't already come with the bike stock. They are necessary if you're gonna be taking this bike off-road. Without those, the battery does kind of go back and forth and it's just gonna break off, right? It's just a little plastic plate. Second, the pegs, right? The pegs flap around as well. If you're gonna use them, great, right? If you're gonna man double butt to nuts with your buddy, you can keep them on, but you know, for me, I zip tied them back to the frame so that they don't flop around. I watched a couple of reviews on these things, and you know, as soon as the road gets rough, those things are just flapping around back there, making a ton of noise. I got them tied up right now, so the bike's super quiet, much better. But it's still something you gotta keep in mind, right? If you're not gonna use them, just take the screw out and just take them off altogether. And finally, the kickstand. You guys saw what I did when I took it on the gravel. I just took a Velcro strap and I just tied that thing back to the frame so that, again, it doesn't flap up and down. I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear the wind just whizzing by my ears as I'm going 40 miles an hour off-road. Well, technically 39 miles an hour. Okay, here we go, brake test. There's the marker I want to stop at. I've got about a 20-foot distance to the first marker here. I'm going to do my best to go about 28 miles an hour with the new F4X, slam on the brakes, and see how long it takes for us to come to a stop. Now, there's one major thing that I'm sketched out about right now with this bike, and that's the orientation of these brakes. Now, the brakes on the F4X are set up motorcycle style, and that means that usually on the left would be your front, but it's not, right? You got throttle on the right, rear brake on the left. Compared to regular bikes, they're completely backwards. Now, it makes a ton of sense. If you're used to riding motorcycles, great. You're gonna feel right at home. I'm a bike guy, and I haven't gotten used to this yet. So I'm gonna try my best to just apply both brakes at the same amount of strength, and hopefully we get some decent braking performance. Let's give it a go. Okay, let's turn it around. Oh my God. Whoa. This bike just wants to go. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go to pedal assist 4 so I can definitely get up to 28. Okay, I don't think I'd need that far. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go. Let's watch our GPS here. 25, 28 already. Okay, 30. Slow down and brake. Oh, yeah. Now I was going a little bit faster than 28. I was going 30 miles an hour and I still have a bunch of space left here. Man, this thing is no joke. So far, it's just breezed through every single test we put it through today. You guys know what's coming up next? Off-road and take it on to the beach. I'll see you guys over there. Okay, we've seen the F4X on smooth road, gravel. Now it's time to take it off-road and onto some loose sand. But first, we gotta do this. There's no way I'm riding this thing off-road with this kickstand just flopping around out there. Okay, here we go. Gonna make sure that I don't hit the camera. Oh man, this thing is like a little dirt bike. The only thing that's sketchy right now is not having the right brake configuration. Like usually I can just kind of like make the back brake drag a little bit, but it's completely backwards. Oh man. Oh, see, like that was the front brake. Almost lost it by locking up the front. Let's get on to the beach. You guys ready? I'm gonna go pedal assist 5, as much power as we can. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Yes. Oh man, this thing is crazy. So much torque. And these tires are big, man. Like they don't sink in at all. They just stay nice and on the surface. If you're getting this bike to go on some loose terrain like this sand here, you're gonna have a great time. Look at this. Woo! Oh. Okay, how is it from a standstill? You can feel the metal gears in the motor. I've ridden a lot of different motors, right? And you can feel how torquey these metal gears are when they engage. Woo-hoo-hoo. Loose, wet, it doesn't matter. This thing is crazy, man. It is just so smooth off-road. All the bumps just disappear. Like, just take it off the roughest stuff you can think of that comes up in front of you, and this thing will just soak it all up. Look at these bumps. Can you guys hear anything rattling around back there? Kickstand, pegs are all super secure. Nothing's rattling around. Okay, let's take 2 minutes and talk about bike and ride quality. And instead of just blabbering about all the things that I like about this bike, by now it should be pretty freaking obvious. Let's talk about a couple of things that I wish were better or different or just not there at all. First, it's loud, right? You guys know I have a love affair with direct drive motors. They're quiet, they're fast, and you know, to me, electric vehicles should be quiet, right? You don't want to bug anybody, you don't want to be, you know, bothering anybody else. I just want something nice, quiet, and peaceful, right? Like e-bike rides to me are just getting out and just enjoying some fresh air. And that whine back there is loud. And that's just the Hentach motor. All the wired bikes are like that. The Ghost bikes are like that, right? It's just what you get with metal reinforced gears. They're just a little bit louder than the norm. But man, is it a fun motor to ride. If the noise doesn't bother you, this might be the bike for you. The second thing is, and I touched on it earlier, is how many things that are just loose on the bike. The battery needs those Velcro straps to keep it tight to the bike frame. That little plastic bracket is just not enough. It just doesn't cut it for a bike like this and a big 25 amp hour battery like this. It's heavy, and that little plastic bracket just doesn't hold the bike. And the same goes with everything back there, right? The pegs, the kickstand. If it was me, I would just take the kickstand off and the pegs. Screw it, I'll just lay the bike down on its side, you know, not riding it. None of my mountain bikes have a kickstand. I just lean them up against a tree or put them down, lay them down on the ground, stand them on the handlebar, right? Like, bikes don't always need a kickstand, right? It would be nice if the guys at Ghostcat found a kickstand that was much more secure when it's in the upright position. This one just flaps around everywhere. You kind of got to Velcro it down. This bike is hella fun. And for $3 grand, well, probably less if you apply my discount code, but for $3 grand and change after taxes and all that stuff, this is an insanely fun bike. The suspension is the best I have ever had on any e-bike before, bar none. It's the smoothest ride I've had in a long, long time. It's so capable off-road. These tires are some of my new favorites on e-bikes. I wish a lot more bikes would come with these tires from Maxxis. The braking performance, come on. Big 4-piston calipers on 203 rotors. You heard me say it before. I wish every bike had that brake setup too. And the speed, the power of this bike, it's manageable too. It's easily manageable. You can tune everything in the bike's computer. You can up the power, lessen the power. You can choose what power mode you want to be in, right? Just stay in mode number 2. You're just going to be locked at 20 miles an hour. You want to open it up? Just crank it up to mode 4 and 5. And you're going to be able to pop wheelies. I guarantee you. Now, if it was me and I was keeping this bike, I would definitely be swapping the brakes back to the normal bicycle configuration. Because right now, having the rear brake on the left just plays with my head. Like, I just can't wrap my brain around, you know, like, it's reverse, right? I've been on bikes for so long, like 30 plus years, and it's always been the same. So trying to learn something new is completely backwards for me. I'm having a tough time with that. So I would probably swap them out. But that's it, right? Like, this bike is just so much fun. Second hill test, and this is at 50% battery, so let's see what we can still get out of the F4X. Man, still pulling. I've got 27 miles an hour uphill still. That's what you get with a high quality battery. And at 50% battery, I've got 22 miles on our trip here. So, I mean, that's pretty good, right? Double that? Maybe not. You know, 30 miles is probably expectable and very reasonable. If you're looking for a nimble, very comfortable and very off-road capable e-bike that has pedals, that can be ridden legally on roads and can be opened up off-road, or, you know, when you have the space and authority to do so. If you want something with a ton of torque that just deletes hills, if you want something with metal reinforced gears that'll last you forever and never disintegrate on you, if you want something that pushes 40 miles an hour at full charge, well, as long as you weigh less than 200 pounds, and if you can afford something in the $3,000 range, well, this one's the one for you. Guys, these bikes are in stock now, and they ship within 2 to 5 days. Best of all, it's free shipping to the lower 48s. They do ship to Canada, and they do ship to the UK. There's a cost involved when you're shipping outside of the US, but it is possible. So all of you that say, oh, they don't ship to the UK, or, you know, like me, that, oh, they don't ship to Canada, you guys can get around that. You're gonna have to pay for it, but it is possible with the Ghostcat bikes. Not only that, You can get this bike in 7 different colors. Ghostcat's got tons of things you can get on their website to customize your bike. Your bike is gonna look like your bike, not anybody else's. And that's a big reason why I put these bars on there. I didn't want my F4X to look like everybody else's. Bikes are customizable. They're, you know, you can personalize it. You can make it look the way you want. And I am loving this bike. I don't have a lot of space in my garage to store bikes, but man, like I'm seriously considering not selling this thing and just holding on to it at least for a few months because it's so much fun to ride. So if the Ghostcat F4X sounds like it's the perfect bike for you, take a look at the link in the description, or better yet, if you're watching this on your TV, you can scan that QR code with your phone's camera. That'll take you right to their website. It'll guarantee you the best price, best promotion that's going on right now. And I should have a discount code that'll help you save even more money off your purchase. So don't forget to use it. Every little bit helps, right? If the F4X not the perfect bike for you, that's okay. Maybe the bike in this video will be more of what you're looking for. I'll see you over there.